What's up, Lock City, and welcome to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. It's Trey here with you again today. Hope you guys are having a great start to the week. Can you believe it? This is episode 40 already of the JuiceBox, and we are ready to look into the MLB slate and what we have on tap for today, April 16th. But before we get into it, just a reminder that you can join our premium tier Discord at watt.com/LockCity for just $5 per month. This gets you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of sports-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better. That's WAP.com/LockCity for just $5 a month. Works out to just about 16 cents a day. And I have put this challenge out now a few different times, and I have yet to have anybody reach out and tell me what they can get for a better deal than Lock City for 16 cents a day. All right, before we dive into today's slate, let's go ahead and run down the scoreboard from yesterday and look at how Major League Baseball finished up. In Baltimore, the Orioles lost 6-3 to the Guardians. Charlie Morton picking up his 4th loss of the year. His ERA is sitting at 8.84 now, and the Orioles are certainly in trouble when it comes to starting pitching. They are last in the league with an average ERA of over 5, and they're the only team with an ERA over 5 for starting pitching. The Nationals best the Pirates 3-0. Not a lot of offense going on in that one for the Pirates. Irvin picking up the win for the Nats. That's his first on the year. The Reds beat the Mariners 8-4 in Cincinnati. Luis Castillo drops to 1-2 on the year for the Mariners. The D-backs take down the Marlins 10-4. A lot of big innings there. A 4-run second and a 5-run sixth. Merrill Kelly picking up his 3rd win on the year. Logan Gillespie drops to 0-2. Giants lose to the Phillies in Philadelphia 6-4. In this one, Verlander picks up the loss and is now 0-1 with an ERA of 6.75. He just has not been super sharp to start the year. The Red Sox take down the Rays in Steinbrenner Field in Florida 7-4. Walker Buehler picking up his 2nd win on the year. He's now 2-1. The Royals lose to the Yankees in the Bronx. Fried picking up his 3rd win with an ERA of 1.88. Waka drops to 0-3 with an ERA of 4.35. The Blue Jays take down the Braves at home 6-3. Gausman picking up the win. Schwellenbach taking the loss in that one. The Twins best the Mets 6-3. The Twins had a pretty nice string of innings, putting up a run in every inning between the 3rd and the 7th. And Ober goes to 1-1, and Tyler Meagle slides to 2-2 with just a 1.40 ERA. The Athletics take down the White Sox 12-3. Lots of runs early on the board here for the Athletics, and man, oh man, is Soderstrom just looking great at the plate. He is your league leader in home runs, and he popped 2 more last night. The Tigers lose to the Brewers in a shutout 5-0 to the for the Brewers. Priester 1-0 now with a .9 ERA to start the year. Jack Flaherty drops to 1-1. He gave up runs early in the game in the 2nd and the 4th, and his ERA is now sitting at 2.5. The Astros beat the Cardinals 2-0. Not a lot of offense going on in this one. A few hits here and there, but it was just enough to get the job done for the Astros. Fedde picking up his 2nd loss of the year. Hader got the save in that one. The Rangers take down the Angels in a shutout 4-0. The Rangers did all of their scoring late in the games, putting up 1 run in the 6th and the 7th and 2 in the 8th. Kikuchi takes the loss in this one. He's now 0-3, and Molly takes the win. He's off to a 3-0 start. The Cubs take down the Padres. The Padres are no longer invincible at home. 2-1 game here. The Cubs just out-hit them. They had 10 hits on the board for the night. In the nightcap, the Dodgers take down the Rockies 6-2. The Rockies are able to put a couple runs on the board tonight, which they're happy to see after their drought, but not enough to really get the job done. So that was how your Tuesday night slate went. Let's go ahead and start to take a look towards the Wednesday slate. And to do that, we're going to use my favorite research tool, Daily Sheets. Daily Sheets is a robust research tool for many major sports, including Major League Baseball. If you go to sheet.today/MLB, you'll be able to check out what I mean. We have all sorts of great goodies on there for you, from top prop projections to full game breakdowns that are robust but condensed to make it easy for you to look for trends and spots to hit across the major categories that you might bet on for different props. You can check that out again at sheet.today/MLB. All right, let's do a quick rundown of today's games. I don't have as much time to record today, so it's going to be a little bit faster. But we start things off 107 start in Toronto. The Braves at the Jays. The Braves -148 favorites. Total here set at 7.5. On the mound, Spencer Strider versus Chris Bassett. I believe this is Spencer Strider's first start of the year, and we'll look to see if he can get things going. In Minnesota, 110 start. The Mets are at the Twins. The Twins are -118. Home favorites in this one. Total is set at 8.5. On the mound for the Twins, David Festa to be announced for the Mets. The Tigers are at the Brewers, 110 start at American Family Field. Total here in this one is set at 8, -142 favorites for the Brewers. On the mound, Kaider Montero for the Tigers and Jose Quintana for the Brewers. Some good history here in the Tigers lineup. Gleyber Torres is 4 for 7 versus Jose Quintana with a homer in his history. Javier Baez 2 for 5 there against Quintana. 115 start in St. Louis. The Astros are at the Cardinals. Total here is 8.5, and the Astros are -115 favorites in this one. Ronel Blanco on the mound for the Astros. Steven Matz for the Cardinals. Ronel Blanco off to a tough start this year, 6.94 ERA. But we'll see what can happen. Some big hit streaks going on in this one as well. Jeremy Pena is on a 7-game hit streak, and Brendan Donovan on an 11-game hit streak now in that one. The Cubs are at the Padres. This is a 4-10 start in San Diego. The Padres are now 11-1 at home. They are vulnerable. Total in this one is set at 7.5, and the Padres are -125 home favorites. Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Padres and Matt Boyd for the Cubs. Both pitchers off to a really good start with a 1.5 ERA. Battle of the arms in this one. 6:35 start in Baltimore. The Orioles hosting the Guardians again tonight. Total here is 8.5, and the Orioles are -130 favorites. Guardians got the best of them last night, so the Orioles are looking to bounce back with Dean Kramer on the mound. He has struggled early this year with an ERA of 8.16, but he did get hung out to dry there a little bit in that one start when he was struggling and probably could have gotten pulled a little bit earlier, so he inherited some runs that maybe he shouldn't have. Gavin Williams, on the other hand, off to an average start so far, 3.46 ERA. Look to see if the Birds can get it right tonight. 6:40 start in Cincinnati. The Mariners are at the Reds. Total in this one is 8.5, and the Mariners are -122 road favorites. Bryce Miller on the mound for the Mariners. Nick Martinez on the mound for the Reds. Some good splits against both of these pitchers in the lineup. So looking at the offenses in that one, see who can get the best there. The Diamondbacks are at the Marlins. 6:40 start in Miami. Total in this one is 8.5, and the Diamondbacks are -166 road favorites. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound versus Max Meyer of the Marlins. A couple of interesting notes here. Corbin Carroll is on an 8-game hit streak, and he is red hot. So you might want to keep an eye on him if you're looking at some props. The Nats are at the Pirates. 6:40 start in Pittsburgh. Total in this one is set at 8.5, and the Pirates are slight -112 favorites. Mitchell Parker on the mound for the Nats and Bailey Falter on the mound for the Pirates. Mitchell Parker's had a good start to the year, 1.96 ERA, and Bailey Falter has not. He's sitting at a 7.2 ERA in his 2 or 3 starts so far, and there are some favorable splits in this Nats lineup versus him, so it might be a spot to back the Nats. 6:45 start in Philadelphia. The Phillies host the Giants. The Phillies are -148 favorites in this one, and the total is set at 7.5. Bryce Harper's on a 4-game hit streak. Bryson Stott on a 3-game hit and total base streak. So looking at that lineup to stay hot. Robbie Ray is on the mound for the Giants, and Aaron Nola is on the mound for the Phillies. Not a lot of positive splits versus Robbie Ray for this Phillies lineup. The only guys who have had good success in the past are Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, and Alec Bohm with moderate success. So looking to see how that lineup settles in versus Ray in this one. Aaron Nola, a little bit of a bumpy start, 5.5 ERA on the year. He's looking to settle in to his true form as the season continues. The Rays host the Red Sox, 7:05 start. Total in this one is set at 9.5, and the Rays are -148 favorites. Trevor Story is on a 6-game hit streak. Andy Diaz is on a 3-game RBI streak, and Junior Caminero is on a 4-game run streak. Zach Littell on the mound for the Rays in this one versus Sean Newcomb for the Sox. Both pitchers have given up some runs in their starts to start this year, so looking at this game to possibly be filled with a lot of offense. And in that stadium, I'm not sure that total of 9.5 is going to be big enough. 7:05 start in Yankee Stadium here. The Royals are in the Bronx. Total is set at 8, and the Yankees are minus 175 favorites. Bobby Witt is on an 8-game hit streak. Aaron Judge on a 4-game hit and total base streak. Jazz Chisholm has scored in the last 4 as well. On the mound for the Royals, Chris Bubic sporting an ERA of just under 1.96. And Clark Schmidt on the mound for the Yankees tonight. Some positive splits on both sides, but kind of limited history, just 1 or 2 games versus those pitchers. The White Sox hosting the A's in Chicago. Total in this one is set at 7.5, and the A's are minus 155 favorites. Tyler Soderstrom has been on an absolute tear for the A's, and he might be someone to look at again in this one, especially versus the right-handed Jonathan Cannon on the mound. Might be a spot for him to do some more damage, maybe even put another ball or 2 out if the wind is blowing in their favor. So Jonathan Cannon on the mound there for the White Sox, and Osvaldo Vito for the Athletics. In Texas, the Angels are at the Rangers, and this one is a slight favorite towards the Angels. Josh Smith for the Rangers is on a 4-game hit streak, and he's just about the only one in this game that's really streaking right now. Jose Soriano is on the mound for the Angels, and Patrick Corbin on the mound for the Rangers. We faded Corbin last time around. He gave up quite a few runs in his first start in a Rangers uniform, and this might be a spot to fade him again. We'll be taking a look at those lines just a little bit later. The Rockies are at the Dodgers, 10-10 start out in LA. Dodgers heavy favorites, minus 310 in this one. And there's really not much to say other than they are just much better than the Rockies. The Rockies just have not been great. Bobby Miller on the mound tonight for the Dodgers and German Marquez for the Rockies. We'll look to see if the Dodgers can keep putting up the runs and keeping them off the board here as the Rockies struggle on offense. All right, that's a very quick rundown of the MLB today, but let's go ahead and check out our best bet of the day. That is going to be our JuiceBox Lock. And we are going back to Texas for this one. We're going to go ahead and fade Patrick Corbin once again. We're going to take the Angels first 5 team total over 2.5 runs there at plus 110, available at a couple different spots. And I would get on this fast because I expect this line to move. So we're going to take the Angels at plus 110, team total over 2.5 runs. All right, that's it for the Juice Box today. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later. This is Trey signing off. Peace.